organized this event. It's a meetup for people who are writers who are hoping to finish books or whatever projects they're doing, and then talk about them and share them with other people. If you're writers in the audience, I encourage you to join and help us out. One of the things I've been doing are readings with different types of indie authors and different local writers. And this one, we collected up some romance authors. From what I understand of the different works, they are very, very different, even though they're all romance, so keep that in mind. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing today. I'd like to thank Malvern Books, as always, for hosting us and for letting us do this thing today. There's some fruit and some, looks like some cookies and some water back on the table. Feel free at any point in time to just snack. What we're going to do is each of the three authors is going to do a brief reading, not too long. And then after the three of them are done, the three will come up here again and you can ask them some questions if you have any about their books, about how they write, why they write romance, anything that's tricky about writing romance, anything about independent publishing, because they're all either indie published or hybrid. I don't know, are you guys all three indie? Okay. Sometimes I have hybrids that work with small presses. Ask them any kind of questions you have, whatever that's relevant to that. And then after we're done with that, you can then go over to the table, chat with them further, buy their books, get them signed, and so on and so forth. So with no further ado, we'll start with our first author, who is Cate Lawley, who will be reading from her Good Witch mystery, or well, it's romance, because we're romance. Hello. Romance series. So she's got a Good Witch mystery series too. Anyway, Kate.
So yes, I'm Cate Lawley. I also write as Kate Baray. So as Cate Lawley, I do sweet romance. I understand that we have a variety of readings. I know the other two folks who are reading today, so I know that they're a little steamier than I am. So you will get no steam from me in this book. But I'm reading from, this is actually a collection of 4 novellas. The Good Witch Matchmaker is the series. And I'm going to be reading from the second novella in here, which is called Ghostly Love. And I'm going to give you guys some cheater notes because I'm not reading the beginning. I'm reading in a section kind of partway through. So your cheater notes for this. My main character is Hillary, and we know that her BFF received a book in the previous novella, and that book facilitated some time travel. And she went back to Victorian England. If you want to know more about that, that's book 1. And we also know that Hillary has received a super awesome pair of reading glasses with some bling bling on them. She was very excited about, and we're giving them as a gift. We also know that she has a grandpa. He lives alone. Everyone thinks he's cuckoo because he's got an imaginary friend named Brad. And she doesn't think grandpa's cuckoo, although she does think that Brad is completely imaginary. That's, I think, sets us up for what we're about to get. All right.
Yeah.
Bright light pierced Hillary's lids. This was it. This was time travel. She opened her eyes and squinted at the harsh light, the light streaming through her bedroom window. She'd forgotten to draw the curtains last night. Seriously, Glenda? Hillary rolled out of bed and stumbled to the bathroom. A little water splashed on her face, woke her up enough to text Beth, her BFF. Tried the glasses, epic fizzle. Her phone didn't ring immediately, so Beth was likely still asleep. Just as well, Hillary hadn't decided how she felt about it yet, except the peeved part. Not much doubt in her mind on that count. She was definitely peeved that Glenda was a hope-raising evil bat and liked to mess about in innocent people's lives. Hillary pursed her lips. Innocent might be a stretch. Harmless, she smirked. No one would accuse her of that, and suspecting that might work. The glitter of the glasses caught her eye. Oh, you lovely darlings, away you go. She shoved them in her nightstand. After some breakfast and an immodest dose of caffeine, Hillary recognized that there was a smallish, or possibly not so small chance that she was being an ungrateful cow. The glasses had been a gift. One should be appreciative of gifts. But then her newfound regret gave way to a twitchy uneasiness. The gift had actually been an odd one, given out of the blue and for no apparent reason. Sure, she'd eyed them, but she hadn't even voiced a compliment, had she? And why had she accepted them? In accepting them, why hadn't she questioned the reason for the gift? And oddest of all, why had she tried them on? Disappearing into the pale-complected, red-lipped flawlessness of the 1950s might seem like a treat, but even after the slightest risk that she might not return, even the slightest risk that she might not return, that she would leave her grandpa alone was simply not worth it. I smell something rotten. Before she could assess her actions, she was standing next to her bed, her nightstand drawer open. The morning sun glinted off the crystal embellishments of the glasses, catching her eye. Looking at the glasses resting innocuously enough inside the drawer, Hillary felt a tug to try them on again. And what was with all the glinting? Were the crystals even catching the sunlight, or did the darn things just flash sparkling temptation whenever she looked in their direction? Oh, no, you didn't. The glasses shined temptingly with no direct sunlight in the vicinity. You sneaky, underhanded witch. Hillary grabbed her phone, and her fingers flew as she typed a text to Beth. I've been poison-appled. Her phone rang immediately. You've been what? Beth didn't even bother with hello. I'm the recipient of a Trojan horse, a poisoned apple. Hillary tried not to fume, but she failed utterly, completely, eventually without regret. She unclenched her jaw and continued, that's right, our good witch is an imposter, totally evil. The glasses were a tainted gift. That evil witch enchanted them, I'm sure of it. Are you upset about missing out on the 50s? Beth said in a small voice. No, this has nothing to do with time travel. It has everything to do with my unreasonable and persistent desire to put them on. Even now, Hillary felt her eyes drift, drawn to the sparkle and shine. She closed the nightstand drawer. I don't get it. Why make you want to wear them if they don't actually do anything? Beth's voice firmed and a suspicious note crept in. Are you sure this isn't your normal fashion obsession kicking in? You do love a good accessory. Yeah, that's true, I do. Then Hillary felt that same little push. You have got to be kidding me. I'm grabbing at any excuse for them not to be cursed, against reason. I'm sure now there's something wrong with them. Until I figure out how they've been jinxed, they're not coming out of the drawer. Okay, that makes you feel better. Really, you, the lady soon to be engaged to a time-traveling wonder, are doubting the existence of cursed glasses. Beth sighed, good point. You know, I drank a lot of wine last night. I'm not really myself today. Okay, go drink some coffee. I have no sympathy for you. I'm the one with the creepy glasses that are calling my name. Great. I guess call me if anything, weird or potentially hazardous happens. Hillary looked at her phone and had a pang of sympathy for her grandpa. Even at the end of that conversation, she could sense Beth's hesitation. Her best friend didn't buy that there was something wrong with those glasses. It was frustrating because Hillary was so sure she felt it. All right, Gramps, you win. Hillary dialed Mary Margaret. Having a taste of what her grandpa had been suffering with this whole Brad situation made her more sympathetic. Seriously, she could feel the tug of those glasses. And even the one person on the planet most likely to believe her had been skeptical. Mary Margaret answered with a cheerful greeting. It's Hillary, and I've got a huge favor to ask. Well, the last time you had an emergency, I met your time-traveling friend, so sure. Hillary could hear the smile in Mary Margaret's voice. Mary Margaret was solid, grounded, practical, happy with where she was in life. Just being around her made Hillary feel more relaxed. Gramps would love her. Here's the thing. Gramps didn't have much faith in the last psychic I had come out to the house, so he's asked me to get you to come around. Any chance you could put aside your ethics for an afternoon and visit my grandpa? Oh, I don't do ghosts. I know he and Brad, his invisible buddy, have discussed it and have decided you're bound to be much better than Madame Celeste, the other lady who came, even though you're not an expert in ghosts. I swear, I told him you don't usually do dead people. Gramps says Brad doesn't understand why he wouldn't have an aura, and I should ask you anyways. He doesn't have an aura because he's not alive, assuming he exists. I've tried to explain that, but Gramps keeps insisting. Also, I'm having a bad day. If you could do this, my karmic points would triple. Right. Does that mean you're picking up the bill? Yes, please. And thank you. Hillary raided the freezer for her last stash of donuts. She'd earned one. When do you think you might swing by? I'll squeeze them in during my lunch, if that works with the schedule. I'm actually rather keen to meet your grandfather. You talk about him a lot. He's a big part of my life, but you don't need to see him today. It's not an emergency. Brad's definitely not going anywhere. Hillary had visions of comforting her grandpa after another failed effort to contact Brad. Those empathetic tugs of understanding she'd experienced only went so far. She felt for her grandpa that no one believed him, but that didn't change the fact that Brad didn't exist. She popped another donut in the toaster oven. She deserved two. Today was going to be rough. Then Hillary remembered Gramps' appointment with the shrink. Actually, today would be great. I've got a client appointment, but I'll check in with him to see if he's available. It's probably better I'm not there. You can be vague, promised to send him a report, then I can break the news later to him that there's no Brad. Oh my, Mary Margaret sighed. Okay, I suppose that's as good a way to handle it as any other. Thank you, Mary Margaret. As soon as she hung up, Hillary grabbed a third donut. If ever there was a 3-donut day, this was it. Hillary's phone rang as she was just finishing up her lunch with a client, a successful businesswoman who didn't have the time or patience to keep up with styles, find outfits that fit, and flattered her particular body type. Getting paid to shop, Hillary sighed. She loved her job. She tapped the ignore button on her phone and quickly wrapped up the session. Before she could get back to her car, her phone rang again. She checked the caller ID. 2 missed calls from Mary Margaret, and now a third. She answered the phone as she got into her car. What's happened? Did Gramps freak out? Is he okay? Mary Margaret's voice came across thin and reedy. Your grandfather is fine. I, however, am not. Can you come right now? Hillary paused in the act of stowing her purse. What's happened? I'm not really sure. No, never mind. I'm driving quick as I can. See you in 10. Hillary hung up the phone and shoved her purse onto the floorboards, and then did her best to break every speed limit as safely as possible. Unflappable Mary Margaret, stumbling over her words, possibly in shock. Not good. By the time she arrived at her grandpa's house, her heart was thudding erratically. She'd imagined several horrifying scenarios, all extremely unlikely because they involved Gramps sick or injured, and that Mary Margaret would have told her immediately. She slammed her car door and raced up the walkway as fast as her 2-inch heels allowed. Slow down, Hillary. Everything's fine. Gramps looked tickled pink. Gave your friend a whiskey. She's doing much better now. Seeing her grandpa looking so cheery put her irrational fears to rest. But that brought up a different slew of potential problems. Eyes narrowed, hands on hips, Hillary asked, what did you do to her, Gramps? She's a nice woman. She's a peach and good at her job, Gramps beamed. This one's a keeper, Peanut. She can see Brad. Hillary grabbed her grandpa by the arm and pulled him the rest of the way up the walk, her heels making a satisfying click as she approached the house. Hey now, don't get yourself in a state. I'm coming. Too late. I'm already in a state. You broke my psychic. Of course I'm upset. Hillary followed her grandpa and taken the lead to open the back door into the kitchen. Mary Margaret looked a little pale, but otherwise fine. She'd recovered enough to be busy texting on her phone, so that was a good sign. Since Mary Margaret was otherwise occupied, Hillary addressed the hot guy sitting on the other side of the table. I'm sorry, who are you? Why are you here? Ha! Gramps cackled. I knew it! The strange man's jaw dropped. You can see me? He sat up straighter. You can see me. Hillary covered her face with her hands and rubbed her eyes, ignoring the fact that she likely was smearing eyeliner and mascara. When she lowered her hands, he was still there, standing now and pointing at her. She can see me. He looked at Gramps with a ridiculously large grin spraying across his face and repeated the statement with even greater conviction and maybe a tinge of hysteria. She can see me. Brad, I presume? Hillary sank into the chair next to Mary Margaret, who by now had stopped texting. I've canceled the rest of my appointments for the afternoon, Mary Margaret. Pushed her whiskey glass towards Hillary. Fabulous. And Hillary downed the rest of the whiskey. Done.